Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Pierre, Simple Homebrew. I made a beer. It's in the fridge aging at the moment. Did about a week in the keg just sitting. It was a coconut cabana. Now, I've been very busy, been extremely busy, so I haven't been able to get to the cleaning, and I've left it for a while. Before I get started, I would like to welcome David and Adam to Patreon. Thank you guys for your support. Your contribution will help this channel grow and help me to brew more beers more often. Cheers. So today, this video is me pretty much showing you how I clean my gear after a brew, but I've kind of left it too long. I've also got a beer, just so you know. This is the one I did beforehand. Got a lot of oxygen in it, and I'm hoping it didn't destroy it or ruin it. So far, it's not bad. It still needs a bit of time. It was an all grain. It's very, very bitter, and I think that's got something to do with the oxygenized beer. I'm hoping it comes good. It hasn't changed in a week, so I'm hoping that that it will change in the next week or two. Hopefully, it comes out good. We'll only, I mean, it's hop bitterness, that's what I can taste, so I'm hoping that dissipates a bit, but it doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste oxygenated. It has looked like that since I put it in. I'm really hoping that's good. But anyway, that's nonetheless, I am not talking about the beer today. I'm actually talking about how I clean my stainless steel Apollo Titan from Keg King. The guys kindly sold it to me at a good price, and it's been a great little fermenter. It's probably my go-to fermenter from now here on. It's under pressure most of the time when I do my fermenting, and I'm just going to show you how I clean it. So here we go. Okay, so what I've got is a corny cleaner. It's from Keg King. They actually supplied this free of charge to give me something decent to work with. I used the Keg Land one, and it's a bit plasticky and a bit finicky to use, a bit hard to use. This one's a lot better. It's got a stainless steel blaster, as well as a really good quality pump that runs quite sufficiently. I've filled up the water to about 8 litres, and I'm using Atomic 15 ABC alkaline brewery cleaner, and that's all. So it's about 50 degrees Celsius. All I have to do now is grab my fermenter that is dirty. Now, when I transferred the beer into there, I had to siphon, look at the colour of that. I had to siphon it out through using this siphon because the coconut clogged it all up. Now it's just starting to rain outside, so we'll just have to put up with that. I'll just throw that out on the grass like that. I'll leave the door open. I'm going to unwrap this guy so I can pull it out of its bag and get it done. Alright. I'll quickly undo this. A little bit of mould starting to grow in it, which is not ideal. I did leave it too long. Ooh, it's a bit sticky too. Right, hopefully, oh, look at that. Just pulls out. Now, I've given myself a bit of a nightmare to clean. As you can see, I've had some spillage in the bottom, so we've got fluid in there that's dried up. It's sticky like not nice at all, so that's going to have to go outside with it. I'm going to have to give that a wash down with the hose and clean it. I have said this before. The real advice is to clean your gear as soon as you finish. The problem is I couldn't do that. I didn't have time, and I forgot about it, to be honest. There's a bit going on in there. I'll quickly show you how it looks inside. It's been sitting for a while. I hope you can see that there's mold growing. It's not looking great. I never get my products in this state, but sometimes it happens, and we just have to deal with it. Okay. It is raining outside. I've just come out here to do this video just so I can show you the ins and outs of brewing. I am a home brew channel that shows you the good points and the bad points of brewing. Now this one's a bad point. Cleaning is a pain in the butt, and I really do need to do this outside. So I'm going to grab my fermenter. That's quite good because we actually have had a balmy day today, 21 degrees Celsius, hey? Anyway, I'm going to pull out the coconut bag, which, regretfully, when I made the beer, I should have done too. There it is. I'm going to use that bag again. Unfortunately, I left it too long, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay, so I need to now get rid of the coconut that's in there, and I'll pop that into my garden. Okay, that's not awesome. I can't get the coconut out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hose it out. This is going to get hosed down big time. Like I said, it's raining at the moment. And I'm looking at you sideways. Hope the camera doesn't get too wet. So what I do is I get the garden hose and I pretty much wash it down. Now filling it up with water allows the product inside to loosen up, and I can then clean it properly. Ow! It's good to look at There you go, it's all nice and clean now. I've got all the excess rubbish out of it. I will hang that up on the washing machine. Look. I don't know if this is the way to do it. It's a good way of cleaning it. It'll be fine. I'll hang it on the line now under the cover. That will stay there until it's dry. Look, I don't think it will do it harm. It's foam inside, it's got the outside, a little bit of tear in it, so the water would have got in there. I would suggest that the water will drip out eventually and, you know, evaporate. So it should be fine. If I leave it in the shed all zipped up, then I will have a problem with it growing mold on it. So I've had that problem before. I'll never let that happen again. So I'll grab our fermenter, which is now rinsed, and I will actually this baby that'll go into this bucket any second. I do need to get the rest of it, and I need to rinse this, which is the siphon, which I'll do now even though it's raining. This is how things get broken. So I've got to get this in. This needs to be attached to it as well so we can flush out all the lines. It did get pretty much smashed by the coconut. The good thing about these keg cleaners is they come with lines that can be attached to your ins and outs. So this is your gas line, which is a grey one, and this is your beer line, which is a black one. I will detach this pipe, which is the dip tube for the temperature probe. So I'll take that out because it doesn't. This only needs a good wipe down. This and the ball will all go into the bucket next to the keg. So now all I have to do is lift the keg on top, have the pipe go inside it, and plug it in. And we'll rinse that for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so once I've finished rinsing that, it's, like I said, it's got a bit of krausen. This is the top of it underneath. So had a bit of krausen, got a bit of yeast stuck on the bottom. I felt it with my hand. Alright, so it's been about 15-20 minutes. I think I'll pop it off, have a look inside, see if it's clean, and we'll go from there. Let's see what it looks like after this amount of time. Okay, looking pretty clean. I don't know if you can see inside there, but it is looking pretty clean. I will feel up on this ridge here. Like I said, I had a bit of a krausen build up, and the krausen got stuck to the surface of the top here. So I'm going to quickly feel in there with my hands and make sure. Oh yeah, it's all gone. Ooh, beautiful. It's a bit slippery, but she's clean. That is absolutely spotless now. So now what I'll do is I'll take these guys off and pop them in the bucket so we can give them a good clean as well. Because, you know, gear gets under here, under the lips, so I just make sure they're all clean as well. So what I do is I throw them into the bucket, each and every one of them, so there's 3 all up. I will be adding to this eventually. There's you know, your yeast tube, all the little bits and pieces you can get for these. And I will be adding to it. Well, what I've got, these guys here, they're all nice and clean inside. I'm going to give this a rinse with water, just fresh water. Give this one a rinse, and this one, so that the product can build up in here and become a problem. So we just sort of, yeah, take the caps off, clean up, make sure it's good. So I'll take this outside, I'll give it a rinse with a hose. I'll be back. While I was out there, I gave the good old siphon a bit of a rinse, and that'll be fine up until I sanitize it again. Silicone hose, I'll just take that off so I can store it. It will come off. I'm not going to take that off. I'll just leave it as it is and hang it up. So now that's done, that's clean. So I'm going to sanitize that as soon as I start using it again. It's pretty good. This cleaner works really well on stainless steel, which is a great thing. And I did passivate it, so I gave it a bit of a coating on the surface, so it makes it easier to clean later. Also, the tubes and pipes, or the cap, has also had a good old clean. So basically, this is in there. I need to, yeah, I've disconnected it, as you can see. I just need to now manipulate it so I can actually get this cap out. So at the moment, I think I don't know how that's happened, but it looks like the pump's actually sat on top of the hose. There we go. So the hose has had a good old rinse with Brewer's cleaner, Brew Clean. I will give this all a good rinse. I'll take that hose off, give this whole thing a good rinse. It's got a bit of grass there. And leave that until we brew next. So the only other thing I need to do now is clean out my transfer hoses. So they've still got beer in them. And I do have a serving hose that I really want to rinse out as well. So I'm going to pop that in there, chuck them with a couple of little adapters. So what I got is a little, like a two-way adapter. This basically will push the little pin in on your quick release or your quick connect. It's got a little ridge in there, so your little pin inside here can actually be pressed in when you push it in, which will allow fluid to flow through the whole pipe. I've got two of these to make it easy to join both pipes together. What I do then is throw this onto the beer line, if it lets me. Oh. Just like that. So we've now got an open space. I'll pump water into there, but the thing is, the water won't flow through. So the way to do it is to actually put this end on another one, which I have two caps. This has just been washed, as you can tell. Okay, so my lines are dirty. This line is pretty bad. I'm going to run some cleaning fluid through it for 15 minutes, trying to clean out this area. You can see here the difference in the lines. Once that's rinsed through, hopefully it'll be nice and clean, and we'll get a bit of that gunk out of that line. If it doesn't, I might have to get rid of it and try something else. So the last part of this job is to make sure everything's dry, and before you store it. Basically, if you store it wet, you can get a build-up of bacteria on the water, and if it stays damp, it's going to build up and become a problem. So what I do is I just get myself a good microfiber cloth that I've used for this shed only. Basically, it's for brewing, and it's a clean cloth. I just give it a good wash just recently, and I'm just going to wipe down all the water off the fermenter. So we just make sure the outside is dry. Because, you know, we need to look after our gear just to get it all nice again. Now, if it was a warm day, which it is kind of, but the fermenter still is a bit cold in the body. Sorry about the rattly there. It's just because it's stainless steel. It's going to make a lot of noise. And once the outside's done, I'll put the inside. I'll give that a bit of a wipe as well. Yeah, it smells good in there. So it's nice and clean, ready to go. That'll evaporate. Whatever's left in there will evaporate. It'll be nice. The little end caps that go on here I won't put them back on. I'll leave it to keep this dry until I'm going to use it again. And those little stainless steel caps with the silicone rubber seals will be placed in storage up here, and they'll be used once I start my next brew. Okay, so most of my pipes are rinsed. The hose is looking much cleaner now. Check it out. It's completely cleaned out. Look at that. Tell you what, Brewery Clean does work. Guys, you've got to use it. Keeps everything nice and spotless, makes everything work. Yeah, it looks like a ripper. Alright, I'll turn that off and rinse it out and store it. Okay, yeah, I did splash it all over myself, but look at the pipe. It is spotless now. It's perfect. So what I'll do with this is I'll store this up here with the 2 caps on the end so it stays dry. So it drip dries basically. That'll stay up there like that. When I go to use it next, I'll put clean water through it again and then sanitizer, and that will be the next time I use it for transferring. This pipe is nice and spotless. I will store it just like this. Has got a bit of fluid in there still. So I'll leave it connected to this so it can drain as it sits up there. I found that if you don't drain it, you will get bacterial build-up eventually. You will get a bit of bacterial build-up, and we prefer not to have that. This beauty's clean. Look at that. Brewery Clean. It just does a big, beautiful job. Right. I think that's it. Oh, the hot bag. Now with the hot bag, I have to empty it into the garden. Now I've got a dog here. He might try and eat it, but it won't harm him. I've already processed the fluids in it. Am I in the right position? And all I need to do is really, if he ate it, he'd be sick. That's what I've got to worry about. So I've got to bury it. What I'll do is I'll open up the bag. Ooh, it doesn't smell good. I'll dig a little bit of a hole in the garden and I'll bury it underneath so that the dogs can't get to it. We have my daughter coming over with a dog as well, so prefer they didn't eat it because of that reason. They could get very sick. Bloody hell, I didn't realise how many weeds I had in there. Anyway, I'll do that later. It is springtime. Things are going to start growing a lot more. So what I have to do now is give this good old hot bag a wash. I just put it in under hot water in my kitchen and just give it a quick rinse inside and out, and I'll turn it inside and out. Then I'll hang it up in my brew shed until next time I need to use it. Right. Clean. I've done that. It's been rinsed with hot water. That will sit in my shed next to my hop spider until next time I need to use it. So that's it. I've cleaned all my products. All I need to do now is basically put everything away, clean up the whole shed, and get ready for the next beer session. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it gave you some insight on what happens when we do our shed. I'm going to leave this with a time lapse at the end of me just cleaning the rest of it out and making it all nice for next time. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.